Close your eyes and I'll kiss you. Tomorrow I'll miss you. Remember, I'll always be true. And then while I'm away, I'll ride home every day, and I'll send all my loving to you. I'll pretend that I'm kissing the lips I am missing, and hope that my dreams will come true. And then while I'm away, I'll ride home every day, and I'll send all my loving to you. All my loving I will send to you. All my loving, darling, I'll be true. Close your eyes and I'll kiss you. Tomorrow I'll miss you. Remember, I'll always be true. And then while I'm away, I'll ride home every day, and I'll send all my loving to you. All my loving I will send to you. All my loving, darling, I'll be true. All my loving, all my loving, all my loving, I will send to you.
Okay, All My Lovin'. This song's so great, so fun to play. It's so iconic. It was one of the first songs when I saw Paul McCartney live a few years back. It's one of the very first songs he did, and it really got the crowd going. It's just such a classic. So awesome. Let me talk about these drums, which are this is so much harder to play than it looks. And I went for recreating the album cut because there's so many interesting things going on. Live, he could really just go for it. He's just like going crazy all the time. There's so many bass drum notes just constantly, and there's lots of crashes. On this album cut, though, there's no crashes. You can see my kit here. I don't even need this guy here except for my notes. But it's just these three instruments: my bass drum, my snare, my hi-hats. And one of the things that makes it so hard to play is the bass drum. If you didn't notice watching and listening just now, go back and check, but there is sort of a strong note at the beginning of every bar, and then there's a weaker note in the middle of the bar, which I never noticed before. So rather than have all strong, which would sound kind of like this, it's strong at the beginning and weak in the middle. And throughout the tune, that weaker note varies. It gets stronger later on, and sometimes you can't even hardly hear it at all. You really got to listen for it with the band stripped away and maybe even slow it down or whatever. But it's so soft sometimes, like he doesn't even necessarily intend to play it or intend for it to be heard, which I've seen Ringo do sometimes on the live videos. You can sometimes see him. It's almost like he's tapping his foot in between when he wants to play notes. So there's these tiny little notes with the bass drum, and then he lifts his whole leg to play a loud note. So that's what I'm trying to do on this tune. And I gotta tell you, that makes it hard. It's not that usual for a rock drummer to change the dynamic on the bass drum while they are, playing through the tune. It's usually, and most pop rock out there, it's just one volume. It's just loud. It's just the same the whole time. So the different dynamics is really interesting. And I think it's especially interesting that I'm sure Ringo just did that intuitively. I don't think he was really going for anything specific, or I don't think he had some philosophy or something. He's just doing what he feels and what's intuitive, and it ends up being so unique and so cool. There's also, of course, the different dynamics on the snare drum the whole time. So instead of just loud, it's changing. I want to point out also how difficult it is to play loud notes with your hands while playing soft with your feet. This is not something I don't think I've ever really done with rock music. It's pretty common when I play jazz. It's common to really lightly do what we call feathering the bass drum. Just play these soft, kind of like a four on the floor, but really quiet. But in rock, it's not. So when I'm playing, like at the ending, that outro bit, I'm really jamming with my hands. And then I have a lot of soft notes with my foot. And then starting on bar 8, there's an accent on 1, bar 9, 10, and then a little bit on 11. So why does Ringo have 4 seemingly randomly placed accents? Like, who knows? He got excited, saw something out the window, like a bird flew by. Whoa! I don't know. Like, it's just so random. So it's hard to recreate that, though. It's hard to be jamming away with my hands really loud and then vary up from quiet to loud with my right foot. Like, that's just difficult. And maybe it's difficult because that's not really a technique you tend to practice that much, because you don't really need it for most pop rock music. Maybe you just need it when you're covering Ringo. I don't know. The hi-hat pattern, it's not just a straight shuffle. Like if I was, playing a slower shuffle, maybe a country style or something, I would just do a straight shuffle. But it doesn't do that. His pattern changes and has some louder notes in there when he plays the different pattern with his left hand. So a slow motion, maybe it looks kind of like this. Which you can see, like, you might not realize it at first when you watch the live video of him playing. Slow it down more, take a close look, and it's just changing like that. It's got some variety in it. A couple of the live videos I've seen, Ringo starts out just going like this with his usual like swishing technique. And after he plays a bar or two, he can't really stay with it. He switches back to doing this thing. It just kind of grooves. It just kind of flows that way, and it fits, and it's easy. Once I figured it out and started applying it, it was like, oh yeah, it just works that way. So that's super cool, I think. Now in the outro, like, I don't know what you call it. It's like not a chorus. It's not really a bridge. It's like I don't know, can we call it the post verse? The second half of the verse, he's got a different pattern. Then he goes back to his usual swishing thing, and the notes are straighter. So he's got really typical swinging notes, like a bouncy triplet-based swing during the verse, and then during that post-verse, I guess I'm calling it, he goes to this, which is still not perfectly straight, but it straightens out a lot. And I never noticed that before. Have people watching this noticed? Do you notice that Ringo goes from like a swinging feel to a straight feel, and then back again during the song? Like, I never noticed. So that's really interesting to me. It's super interesting because both of the guitars are playing very swinging figures. They stick to that really pure swing feel when Ringo changes. And because there's just so much, jangling sound from the hi-hats, I think, you still feel that same swinging feel. So that's just really interesting to me, that it can create those types of thought patterns, and it can create that illusion for me as I'm listening. Even though something different's going on, I feel the strong swing even though it's not in the hi-hats. So I think that's pretty cool. Last thing I want to say is there's a pretty clear mistake in the album cut. So after the very first break, when Paul's launching into the second verse, it should just go right back into the normal shuffle pattern, and Ringo plays one bar of that straighter bit. He, goes to, and then it's like he does that a bar and goes, oh, whoops, and then he just launches back into his shuffle, which I think is hilarious. And I think it's such a cool glimpse into how they recorded, the limitations with time that they had, or, I don't know how many takes they wanted to do, or the fact that maybe they were doing it all together and everybody else had a perfect take and it was good enough. But the thing is, Ringo doesn't skip a beat. You can't, he doesn't drop a beat. He doesn't change time. He doesn't lose the groove. He just does the wrong pattern for a bar and then just launches right back into the shuffle pattern. And yeah, once again, I never ever noticed. I'm curious to know, has anybody watching this ever noticed that the first bar of the second verse, it's 4 snare drum hits, it's 3 bass drum notes on those before he launches into that? I'd be really fascinated to learn who has noticed that before. Anyways, great tune, such an iconic tune, so important for kicking off Beatlemania. Just iconic. I think just about everybody's seen or heard this song. And there's so much great footage of it live. It's so much fun to play. So hope you like my version of it. Hope you enjoyed just getting a little bit of a deep dive into what Ringo Starr is doing, because Ringo Starr is the man. I'll catch you on the next one.